We will create the following 3D model using Catia V5. As you can see right here, what I have is it's this shape. Extruded in this direction. Right here I have a hole that is actually right here, and finally I have right here 2 holes in this direction. Alright, so the first thing that we have to take into account here for us to create this 3D model is, as always, the information within the views within the engineering draw. So as you can see right here, I have 1, 2, and 3 views, in which one this is the front view, this is the top view, and this is the lateral view, right, or the side view. This engineering draw was made by Luis Miguel Huérfano Garzón, and the second thing that we have to take into account here is the unit system that the engineering draw is using. That it usually goes next to the dimensions, although I cannot see any right here. So what usually happens is that that information usually goes within a box right here. Within that box that is actually made taking into account the normativity for the engineering draw, not only contains the information about the unit system, but also contains the information about the person who did this engineering draw, the person who checked the material, some information about tolerances maybe. But as you can see right here, there is none. So because of it, I can assume that these are millimeters. Alright, so we are going to check that we are using millimeters using Catia V5. So tools, options, right here I have parameters and measures, units, and right here I'm working on millimeters. Alright, so everything looks correct. And the second thing that we are going to do is to select one of the views for us to start creating our model. How are we going to do that? By selecting the view that contains the most information possible. Right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dimensions. Right here I have just 2. Right here I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 dimensions. So I'm gonna start creating this sketch by using this view. Alright, so I want that this view to be my side view. Why is that? Because as you can see right here, in the isometric view, the author of this engineering draw is saying that right here he has his front view, right? But I don't like it. I liked more that from this point of view to be my front view, right? So I'm gonna select the lateral view, and I'm gonna start by creating a part design. So start, mechanical design, part design, as always. This is, I think, our tutorial number 19. Tutorial 19 within the channel. Enter. Now we have access to the Catia V5 part design environment. I'm gonna select the sketch design, and as I just said, I'm gonna create a lateral view. Alright, what we have to do here is to create a shape that looks like the one we have right here. This shape. I don't really care about the dimensions yet. Alright, so right here I have this. You have to be certain that you are using vertical and horizontal lines. Although I've made a mistake right here with this line, but that usually happens, so I'm gonna teach how you can solve that right here and right here. All right, this shape looks like the one we have there, and I'm going to change this to line object horizontal. That's all. Then I'm going to create the dimensions that we have right there. I want to create the same dimensions that are within the engineering draw for me to be sure that you are understanding what we are doing. All right, remember I'm just using this tool, the Constraint Tool, so there is not big deal. And finally this one and this one. All right, as you can see, everything is defined since everything is in color green, every single line. Remember, if I, for example, delete this line is white, and that means that it has some degrees of freedom, hence I can move it. That is what that means. So by creating this dimension, then I'm not going to be able to move it anymore. All right, so I'm going to change the values using this tool, the Edit Multi-Constraint. This is equal to 15. And as you can see, it is showing me in cyan the dimensions that I've changed, in orange the dimensions that I'm currently changing, and in green the dimensions that I've not changed yet, right? So right here I have this is equal to 60, this is equal to 10, this is equal to 120, this is equal as well to 10, this is equal to 15, this is equal to 45, and finally this is equal to 35. Okay, and okay. All right, right here we have our sketch. There is one way in which you can know that everything is perfectly defined and well done. Remember that I cannot have cross lines that like this one when we're talking about Catia V5. Every sketch in Catia V5 must be perfectly defined and closed. I cannot have open edges, I cannot have anything like that, because that is going to be a mistake for when I want to extrude it. All right, right here I have a tool called Sketch Analysis. It is going to say to me, or tell me, giving me information actually about the sketch. So as you can see right here, I have everything closed, everything is defined. If I have some mistake like this one, it is going to show it to me. So Sketch Analysis, and right here I have some mistake, isolated, warning, isolated point is not allowed, or whatever. So one way for me to solve it is by clicking right here, delete option. All right, so I'm getting out of this sketch. I'm going to extrude this profile, and for me to extrude it I have to use some dimensions that I don't have right here. This is the dimension that I require, 60. So 60 millimeters, enter, and that's all. Then what I'm going to create is this hole, and the hole that goes right here. So I'm gonna select the sketch option, and I'm gonna select this face. All right, as you can see right here, I've created this sketch with respect of the face that I've selected. Then what I'm going to do is to create the hole right here. Right, for me to create that, I'm going to call these 4 edges, and for me to call them, I've selected the Control key, then I click on every single one of them, and I'm going to select this tool, Project 3D Elements. Okay, but I want that these elements to be for construction purposes, so I'm gonna select this tool, Construction. Right, then I'm going to create a line that goes through the exact middle of the entire 3D model. So as you can see, I've created or I've selected the axis tool, I'm gonna look for the middle of this line. Right, as you can see, this is not the middle, and I found it. It is going to be shown by that point fulfilled. All right, and right here I have everything I need. Then I'm going to create a center rectangle with respect of this, and I'm going to select this option. As you can see, this rectangle was created for construction purposes, but I want it to be shown. So I'm going to select this tool. But as you can see, not only the lines were shown, also the points right here are being shown, and that is a mistake, but we are going to check that later. Then I'm going to connect this line with this one. Coincidence. And I'm going to use this dimension, 30. Enter, and everything is defined. Why do I create this rectangle on the left side of the part and not right here? Because it is showing me right here that the hole is on the right side of the 3D model. Well, that depends on this. As you can see right here, this part is on the opposite side of the hole, and that is what is happening right here. All right, that is why. Then I'm going to create the two holes that are missing. So I'm going to select the circle definition tool. I'm going to create these two circles. Then I'm going to say that these two circles have a diameter of 20 and 20 right here. Why is that? Because this is what is telling me that two circles have a diameter of 20 and the hole goes through all. That is what this means in Spanish. All right, then I'm going to define the position. So right here I have a 35, and with respect of the middle of this I have a 45 right here. Enter. Okay, so let's assume that I've not noticed this mistake, the points that are being shown. So I'm gonna use the sketch analysis option. Well, I'm not going to use it yet because let's assume that I do not know that is actually what happened. So when I get out of this sketch and I try to extrude it, I think that it is going to show me a mistake. Yep. So I'm getting in once again into the sketch, and I'm going to use the sketch analysis to see what's the mistake. Okay, right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 mistakes. So I don't want to eliminate them. Why is that? Because if I delete them, then I'm going to delete the entire rectangle. So what I'm going to do, and I've just used Ctrl+C, is to hide them. So I'm gonna select this point, then I'm going to press Shift I'm going to select the point 15 because I want that all these part to be selected. Then I'm going to use Control and I'm going to select the last point, and I'm going to use this set in construction mode. All right, so everything is close, everything is well defined. Since everything is in green, I'm getting out of the sketch and I'm going to extrude it now. All right, there is no mistake there, but I don't want to extrude it. Remember that this is a hole. So in this case, I have 3 different profiles. I cannot use this tool. Why is that? Because that is going to understand that every single profile is going to be generating a pocket till a certain distance. But that is not true right here, because this profile is going to be a pocket till this plane, and these 2 holes, well, actually the 2 of them goes through the entire 3D model. So in this case, I'm going to cancel this tool and I'm going to use the multi-pocket to finish. I'm going to select the sketch, and it is going to ask me, okay, you have 3 different profiles right there. So please tell me at what specific distance do you want me to create a pocket. So in this case, I have right here that this dimension is going to be equal to, let me see, 45 minus 35, and right here, by doing this operation, I have this part plus 10, so I can have the entire depth of the hole. All right, so 45 minus 35 is 10, plus 10 is 20. All right, so I can say, and I've selected and it is showing in blue, that this has a dimension of 20. Preview. All right, then I could have done either this that I've just done, look for the dimension, or I could have noticed that this hole is generated till this plane, the plane that we have right here, this same plane. All right, so I can change this value to sorry, not change this, cancel. I'm gonna do it once again. Dimension, okay, there is no way for me to do that. Limit direction, nope. Okay, what I was going to say is that, well, using the multi-pocket definition is not possible, but for when you have, for example, just to create this hole, you can change this part to up to plane and then select the plane that you want. For when you want to create it, it is going to be generated till the plane that you have selected. All right, but this is not the case for when you want to use the multi-pocket definition tool. All right, so in this case, yep, we have to define the 20 millimeters, then select the next one, and the next one is going to be till the end of the 3D model. That means that is equal to 45, and the same thing goes for this one. Preview. Everything is as we wanted. Okay, And that would be all, guys. This is how you could have created this 2D model using Catia V5.